Hey guys, it's Noodle and I'm back again with another video for you guys today. I know I wore the same thing that I wore in the other video, but y'all, I'm trying to bust down this content for y'all while I'm in the mood because let me just say this. Becoming a content creator and already being a content creator is a hard job. It's a job in itself. And then you have different companies, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of these different companies that you have to do content for. So it's just hard. So you have to be in the mood. It's just like cleaning. You're not going to clean unless you're in the mood. When you're in the mood to clean, you have to get up and clean while you're in that mood. And that's how I am right now. Like, I got to get this content out while I'm in the mood to do this content. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please, 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 please. I'm so close to 2K subscribers. I really want to get to 2K subscribers like by the end of February. So if we can make that happen for me, that would be so helpful. I appreciate y'all, and I love everybody who watch all my videos without me having to even post about it. You just watch it because you see it on YouTube. I appreciate y'all so much. So as y'all can see by the title, today's video, I'm gonna be looking at my phone because I have to write notes. I wrote notes on stuff because I don't want to get off topic. I don't want to have a brain fart. I just want to get straight to the point with you guys, so this will be a smooth, cool video. I want to tell you guys things you guys should know before moving to Atlanta, or really things I wish I knew before moving to Atlanta, because don't get me wrong, like you guys are doing, I watched so many videos before I moved to Atlanta, and I just thought I should give my personal response on certain things because I moved to Atlanta from a different state. First apartment here, so I literally had no clue about anything. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this will help somebody out, and if it does, just let me know, because I just want to know what's your experience like and how you like living in Atlanta. And if y'all need any help like with apartment hunting or anything and you don't live here and you need help, just DM me or comment under one of my YouTube videos. I don't have a problem with helping you find apartments, or you know, FaceTiming you to show you different apartments, stuff like that. I don't mind doing that, you know what I'm saying? So definitely reach out, you know. So first things first, if you know that you want to relocate to Atlanta like I did, literally I would say do your research. That's what everybody says, but I'm going to say it too. Like, do your research. And when I say do your research to the point where you know that everything is not Atlanta. You should have done enough research to know that everything is not Atlanta. You can't go here and say, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Go here and say, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Oh, I'm in Atlanta. No, you're not. You're in Sandy Springs. You're in Marietta. You're in Jonesboro. You're in Donwoody. You're in Lithonia. You everywhere but Atlanta. Like, something else I want to tell y'all is that moving to Atlanta, and when I say Atlanta, I'm just going to say moving to Georgia, but moving to Atlanta, you might see people post their pictures and put hashtag Atlanta, Georgia. They're not in Atlanta, Georgia. They're on the outskirts of Atlanta. Nobody you see that lives in Atlanta, nobody. So I just want to make that clear, because that's what I thought when I moved here. Like, oh, I'm going to move in Atlanta. No. Actually, everybody runs away from Atlanta. They go there to party, to club, to have fun, and they go back home. Like, nobody lives in Atlanta. Also, apartment hunting. So this is my opinion. If you watch my video and you disagree with me, go disagree somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care for it. I'm just giving my opinion to my subscribers and anybody who, you know, feel comfortable enough to get advice from me. I did all my apartment hunting on one app. Please, 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 please do not use apartments.com. The prices are not real, and most of the time it'll show you that an apartment is available and it's not even available. And nowadays anybody can put a house on there and be scamming you, and it's not even a house for rent or anything, and you're putting a deposit down and stuff, and it's just scams. A lot of things is able to get scammed. I just don't like it. So please don't use that. This is the app I want y'all to use. I'm gonna put it right here too. Make sure y'all use Apartment List. It's a purple app. I'm gonna show y'all. It's called Apartment List. Use that. You also can use Hot Pads too. But I would mostly tell you guys to use Apartment List. It literally lets you categorize what? It literally lets you categorize everything. So if you know you want to live in Midtown or downtown or Buckhead or Marietta, like, you can literally diet down to those options. If you know you're not trying to pay more than $1,500, more than $1,200, more than a band, more than 2 bands, you can literally put that there, and it's not going to show you nothing past what you put. Like, it literally customizes apartments within your range. That's why I love it so much, and it's so accurate. When you see, they have it'll show you specials. It'll be like, this apartment complex is doing $500 off of your first 2 months or something like that. It's true. I thought it was a lie. It's true. Believe it. The prices are true. Like, when you call, they're going to say the same price that you see on apartment list. Like, definitely use apartment list. I will tell you, if you're moving anywhere, it don't even have to just be Atlanta. But my experience was with Atlanta, so I'm saying Atlanta. Use apartment list. It's a purple app. Apartment list. Also, just to let y'all know, I didn't know this because this is my first apartment, so I'm just going to tell y'all because maybe y'all might not know. All apartments in Atlanta, the rent goes up every year. Literally. It's going to go up. $25, $50, $100 is going to go up. So just know that when you move here. I didn't know that, but yes. Rent goes up every year here in Atlanta, so I just want y'all to know that. Something else I want to tell y'all is, when you're moving to Atlanta, just don't live in Atlanta. Atlanta is getting dangerous now. You see people, windows getting broken into while their cars at the hospital. You'll see people tires coming off, and these are in Atlanta, Buckhead area. Buckhead, don't even move to Buckhead. It's like getting dangerous and ghetto there now too. Like, don't do it. Also, if you're moving to Atlanta, make sure y'all follow ATL Scoop on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow ATL Scoop on Instagram. It has everything that's happening in Atlanta, daily, weekly, hourly, secondly. It's on there, I promise you. So follow that to keep up with the latest things happening in Atlanta. Like, you'll see some crazy stuff on there, I'm telling y'all. You don't have to live in Atlanta to get Atlanta experience. Like I told y'all before, many people that y'all know or see on Instagram, they don't even live in Atlanta. Yes, it might say Atlanta, Georgia, but they're not in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And if they are, they just come in there to party and they're going back home. Plus, rent prices are high in Midtown and downtown and Buckhead, Brookhaven. Prices are high in those areas, just to let y'all know. So if y'all not trying to pay, and when I say high, I mean high for what they want. Like, I'm not paying 2 bands for 1 bedroom. Now, 2 bands for 2 bedrooms, okay, I can see that. But 2 bands for 1 bedroom, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little stuff you gotta look at, and that's why I told y'all to download that app, Apartment List, because you can be as picky as you want. You want 2 bedrooms, this much, 3 bedrooms, this much. It'll show you, like, literally, you can find some cheap apartments in Atlanta. You can. You definitely can. So don't let nobody tell you, like, oh my God, it's so much money. Like, you're only paying a lot of money if you're being picky, like me. So if you're picky and you want certain things a certain way, like you not going to live there if it's like that, then you're probably going to be paying a little bit of money. But other than that, you'll be fine to find a good apartment. And I know that prices are getting pretty pricey in Atlanta, and everybody's saying it's because everybody's moving here, which is accurate. Everybody is moving here, so that may be a reason why prices are starting to raise. But I still don't think it beats New York prices, because that's where I'm from. Like, what I have is worth the price. Like, what you get in Atlanta is worth the price to me, honestly. Compared to paying 2 bands for a little bedroom, a little closet, a little sink, the bathroom right near the tub. Like, you know what I'm saying? Small. You get space in Atlanta. Like, the bathroom areas, humongous. Like, you get space in Atlanta. So I don't know. It might just be like a little me thing or something, but I don't know. I think you'll get your worth here in Atlanta. Next, deposits. I didn't know a lot about this because, like I said, this is my first apartment, but make sure you know, moving here to Atlanta, you will have to pay a deposit. And the deposit is just to hold your spot. That's not going to say you're getting approved. That's not saying your background check. That's not saying your credit check is going to pass. None of those are going to pass. This is just holding your spot while all of that stuff is getting done. So most apartments are, you might get a special where it's free, or you might get $50 deposit, $100 deposit, $300 deposit. I literally paid a $350 deposit and did not move in that apartment. And I wasn't hurt about it because I was prepared, but just know like deposits are that high. So you're gonna have like to pay high deposits, and there's a chance that you might not even get the apartment. And on top of high deposits, you still have to pay for the application fee. So you have a high deposit to pay, and you also have an application fee. Now the application fees range from free to $100. It's like literally you gotta pay for the deposit and the application fee. Then you still gotta pass the background check, and then you still gotta pass the credit check. I didn't know that, so that's why I'm telling you guys. Make sure y'all know that and be prepared for that. Another thing that I wish I knew moving to Atlanta: when you're applying for apartments and you're actually going into these apartments to, you know, maybe look at the apartments or, you know, just see if you like the apartment, they're going to need pay stubs, but that's obviously everywhere you go they need pay stubs. But here in Atlanta, some apartments, they're so nosy that they even want bank statements. Yes, they even want bank statements. Like, I was confused because I'm like, a bank statement? Yes. So basically, they want bank statements here in Atlanta. And not all apartments. You run into some that don't, but some that do, they ask for bank statements because they want to make sure the pay stub that you gave them is an accurate pay stub that is on your bank statement. They just trying to verify your pay stub, basically. That's why they want the bank statement. But I just feel like that's doing a little bit too much, like a bank statement, seriously. But just be prepared. Like, some of these apartments are going to want that information. So pay stubs. Obviously, I know every apartment complex is going to need pay stubs. I know people be having fake ones, but y'all need to be careful with that because you know, some of these apartments are getting to the point where they know that people are making fake ones, so they got systems to where it can identify if it's fake or not. So you can get disapproved from the fake one. So y'all just need to be careful doing that. Some of these apartments want 6 pay stubs. So make sure y'all really just be prepared. Like, make sure you ask the right questions when you're calling these apartments. You know what I'm saying? Ask them how much your rent is. Ask them, is utilities included? Water, electric, is that included? Asking how much is the application fee. You know, just ask questions. And make sure, even though I gave y'all that app, make sure y'all still Google the apartment and look at the reviews on Google, because that matters. Like, you will see an apartment and it will look so beautiful, everything you want, and you'll type that apartment in on Google and it'll have 2 stars and talk about they got roaches. So y'all need to be careful and make sure y'all doing that research. Next thing I want to talk about is grocery stores. So for me coming from New York and moving to Georgia, there's new grocery stores like Publix. We don't have a Publix in New York. Kroger, we don't have a Kroger in New York. So there's Publix, there's Kroger, there's other stores that I don't really shop at, but I'ma list them, pop them up right here so you can see them, and just, you know, do your research so you can know what grocery stores to shop at, which ones are cheap, which ones are high, and just which ones are the best fit for you to shop at. And don't forget, you always can shop at Walmart. Walmart is still good. I wish I knew to do research on, because I literally was going to this one grocery store spending hella money on groceries, and if I would have did my research, I would have known not to go there, to go to a different grocery store. So gas prices in Atlanta, if you're coming from up north, it's going to be cheap, point blank period. You're not paying $4 for gas. It's $2 for gas. Like $2.50, $2.39, $2.98. Like, it's cheap. Don't get me wrong, when you go to above Atlanta, the north side, it's the same as New York. It'll be like $4, $3.98, $3.69. But on the south side of Atlanta, it's cheap gas. So do your research. Where you want to move to, check the gas prices. Make sure you're able to put gas in your car. Do your research on areas. Areas that I would tell you guys to look into will be areas on the south of Atlanta. Areas like Riverdale, Jonesboro, Southside Atlanta. I can't think of everything off the top of my head, but I'll leave it in the description below. But Southside, they have good, accurate prices. Don't get me wrong, you'll find some cheap apartments up north and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just telling y'all, I wish I had somebody to tell me what areas to live at and what areas to not live at. Don't live on the west side Like, where I'm from, the east side is ghetto. Here in Atlanta, the west side is the ghetto area. So don't go over there. Another thing that I wish I knew is that your credit doesn't make your rent cheaper. That's what I thought that. The whole time I'm thinking, oh, I got good credit, my rent finna be cheap. No, your credit does not matter in regards to your rent. Now, what your credit score does play a factor in is your deposit. So if your credit score is high, you'll have a low deposit, $200, $100 deposit, security deposit, what I'm saying. If your credit is low, obviously you'll be paying more money towards your security deposit. So that's where credit plays a factor in. But as far as rent, no, they don't care about that credit to have no cheap rent. They do not care. So don't go in there thinking that like I did. Don't think that. They don't care about any of that. Also, some apartments that you may look up or, you know, go to, some of these apartments, they add extra utilities to your rent that you don't even use. And they won't take it off because it's that's just their apartment complex. Those are their rules. That's what you have to pay in your rent. And which is okay, like it's included in the rent, but I know some people might not want that. Like, for example, this one apartment I went to, the base rent was $17.62 or something like that. I really don't remember. But then they add cable, they add Wi-Fi, they add valet trash, they add the water bill, and all of that adds into your base rent. And now the rent went up to like it was like 19 something. So every month you'll have to pay that 19 something. You can't just pay the base rent. And you'll be like, well, I don't use cable. Can you take that off? No, they're not taking that off. That's what comes with their apartment complex. Like, that's what they include. So that's what you have to pay. So just know that some of these apartments, they include everything and you have to pay everything they include, whether you use it or not. Because I didn't know that. I'm looking like, well, why can't you take the valet off? I don't use valet trash. I can walk my garbage to the garbage. Like, but no, they don't care. So you're going to pay for it anyway. You might as well take advantage of it and use it. Also, here in Atlanta, they charge pet rent. So if you have an animal that you're going to bring to your apartment, just make sure you have rent for the pet, because they're charging rent for these animals like the animals have the jobs, and the animals don't have no jobs. But we have to pay the animals' fee, which don't make no sense. And don't forget, they need a deposit for your pet. So a $200 deposit, and then you're paying rent every month for having a pet. And that's not all apartments, that's some. So just make sure y'all know that as well. The last thing I do want to touch on is make sure when you're moving to Atlanta, and this is moving anywhere, make sure y'all have at least 6 to 7 months of rent, so y'all don't have to worry about bills so quickly. You know, you have time to worry about setting up your apartment and getting, you know, furniture for your apartment and exploring the area and stuff like that. So just make sure you set yourself up to have at least, you know, 6 months worth of rent so you can be, you know, prepared and ready. These are things that I haven't seen people talk about in their videos when I watch their videos of things I wish I would have knew. So these are just my few things that I wanted to say instead of repeating what everybody else say. Mostly when y'all watching these videos and y'all see them saying something, it's true. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to tap on a little bit of stuff that I see people not talking about in their videos. If y'all need any more advice of moving to Atlanta or specific details on things that y'all wish that somebody would have told y'all, or if I'm missing anything, just let me know in the comments and then I can make a part 2 to this video. With that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and Nunu out. I did have a few more topics to touch on real quick because I needed y'all to know this. Make sure y'all do y'all research on the leasing office. You don't want to move into your first apartment or just move to Atlanta, period, and the leasing office is nasty or they're not helpful. You know, because for me personally, this being my first apartment, I had to make sure that the staff management was good, because if I have a question or I need help, I don't need nobody being ignorant. I don't need nobody, you know, I don't need to be angry or mad or, you know, frustrated because I can't get the help I need. So that is important, especially when y'all need questions. When y'all have questions and y'all need answers, that's important. So make sure y'all leasing staff is polite, and y'all will know that by actually reading those Google reviews, and don't do virtual tours. You need to be in person. You need to see what the scenery is at these different apartments. Okay, it's a nice area, Marietta, but this apartment might be in the ghettoest area of Marietta, or it might not even be that. It might be you walk into the leasing offices, people standing outside smoking cigarettes, it's kids yelling and screaming, and you don't want to be in an apartment. Sorry, you don't want to be in a position like that. So basically, I would say do not do virtual tours. Yes, it's okay to look and see how it looks, but you need to see how it looks in person. Smell the air. Smell where you're going to be walking and bringing your groceries in at. You need to be in person for that. So make sure y'all do in-person tours. Point blank period. Make sure y'all do that. And if I missed anything else, please let me know, because I feel like I'm missing some stuff. But as of right now, I feel like I got a good gist of things that y'all need to do when moving to Atlanta. And if I remember a topic, I'll definitely do a part 2 to this. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Nunu out.